We're going to learn about skunks today. Joining us today, the Wildlife Communications Specialist of the Ohio Division of Wildlife, Abby Ditomassi. And thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having me, Holly.
All right, not a real one, but this was alive at one time. And we misunderstand skunks, I think. And with Valentine's Day just here, this is their mating season, huh?
Yes, so every time February 1st comes around, you know, I think we're all thinking about love and Valentine's Day, but yes, so are the skunks. It is their mating season, and we can all think back to Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, exactly.
And that cartoon, he is very promiscuous, right? And always looking for love in all the wrong places, so that is the same for skunks as well. The males will be leaving their dens that they stayed in the winter. They weren't necessarily hibernating. They were just ate a lot in the fall, took long naps when it was really cold, but they were out and about if it was nice. But they're officially coming out, and they are looking for females in the dens to mate with, and they will mate with lots of females, which gets them out and moving around a lot.
Really? All right, so is this during the daytime, or are they nighttime, or all the time?
So skunks are mainly nocturnal, so we will smell them before we see them a lot of the times. But, you know, I don't want to always say that, because sometimes people think if I see a skunk out in the day that something's wrong with it. And so just remember that if you see one out in the day, unless it's really obviously sick or hurt, there's probably nothing wrong with it. It just may be adjusting its schedule a bit.
All right. Let's talk about the smell, because I always thought they were throwing their smell out there all the time when they saw people or whatever, and that's not truly the case.
No, so skunks do not want to use their spray because it's really valuable. It's hard to make, so they don't want to use it on anyone. What they'll do is they'll stomp their feet, they'll stand up tall before they spray, and they have to feel really cornered for them to want to use that spray. That spray can reach up to 15 feet, it's not only really smelly, but it actually can act as a little bit of a mace to animals that get it in its face. It can kind of burn and really deter that predator from wanting to come after it again. So for the smell, you know, it's something we just have to deal with for the next few months, but it's, if you're going outside and you're worried about it with pets or anything like that, just try to flick on some lights if you know they're around. Maybe bang on something to just scare them away first, because they want to get away from you before they spray.
And speaking of being around, they do come around for trash and other things. Tell us about why you might find them in your yard and around the area.
Yeah, so with any animal, if you have its food, water, and shelter in your backyard, then it is going to think it's a great place to be. So with food, you know, they're omnivores. They're opportunistic omnivores too, which means they will literally eat anything that they can find. So that could be grubs, insects, small mammals, fruits and vegetables, and you know, maybe your leftover lasagna that you left in your trash can. So they may be out rummaging through your trash. So they are coming there for that food most of the time. If you find little divots in your yard that have, looks like someone went through with a spade, that is them looking for grubs. And if you do not like those Japanese beetles that come around in the summertime, that's actually one of their foods that they may be looking for in your yard.
Really?
So
that's
it's
one of their
actually
favorites.
Seems annoying that they're making those little holes, but they are getting some of those kind of pestier things that we don't want around our house in the summer.
And speaking of little holes, I mean, I didn't realize they had such claws.
Yeah, so really cool claws that they have on them, very long. They're kind of even webbed to really help with that digging and looking for those grubs there. So it is really fun to see them. They can be really cute creatures here. So
also pet food, they'll eat that. As you said, that if you have anything out there, they'll eat that instead of the grubs and things.
Yeah, so if it is something that, you know, I enjoy seeing them around my house, but if it's something that they're doing damage or causing too much of an issue, there's things you can do to deter them. So yes, don't feed your cats outside. You know, cats aren't great to have outside anyways because of the impact on wildlife, but just making sure you keep that food out. If they're getting under your shed or your deck because they need a place to live, then try to watch at night, watch for them to come out, and then go through and kind of tape off or block off that area so they're not finding it comfortable to live there.
They don't really want to be around people anyway,
they
right?
really don't.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Abby, thanks for coming today.
Thank you for having me, Holly.
All right, don't go away. We'll take a look at the weather forecast next.